I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of IWC. Today, I'll be your guide to the IWC Portugieser Perpetual Calendar, reference 5033-02, 44.2 millimeters in diameter in rich 18-karat rose gold. The watch is a deluxe complication that begins with a deluxe clasp. 18-karat rose gold, a single fold deployant. It provides a loop with the opposite side of the strap for insurance against droppage while donning or removing at bedside. It closes with a crisp snick and opens with a snap, beautifully made with polish on the inside, satin finish on the outside. It's also massive enough to provide a counterweight if you like to wear your watch loose, effectively balancing out the watch top and bottom so it will not move around on the wrist. And what interfaces with the wrist is extraordinary. Light brown alligator leather on top with minimal bolstering and a monotone stitch with a folded edge. On the underside, you see the signature signal orange of the Italian House Santoni, manufacturers of fine leather and suppliers of premium straps to IWC Schaffhausen. The case is distinctive IWC Portugieser, with the Art Deco style blended lugs first seen on the reference 325 in 1939. It has endured to the present era because it was born close to perfect. The blended lugs and the round of the case band provide a striking profile that's given drama as well as nuance via the addition of polish and satin finish for differentiation. You can see the polish of the case back, the satin finish or the horizontal striation of the case band, and the polish of the concave bezel along with the lug hoods. Now, the concave bezel, which bends inward, visually pares down the mass of the bezel, and you can see the sapphire, a little bit like a vintage plexiglass, has a domed profile to provide some of that charming off-axis distortion. When viewed in profile, the watch is all dial. The Portugieser's tradition has been to push the dial out to the extremity of the case for legibility and functionality. It creates the appearance of a rose gold halo around the metallic silver dial. Outboard, a traditional Art Deco Portugieser railroad track for the minutes, traced by a beautifully extended foy or leaf-style minutes hand, and you can see the corresponding hour hand, applied indices and rose gold Arabic hours. This is the fashion of the very first reference 325 from 1939. But this watch also offers more, namely the addition of the Kurt Claus Perpetual Calendar system, developed by the legendary IWC Complications watchmaker Kurt Claus during the 1980s. It remains one of the most user-friendly systems and most aesthetically pleasing in the industry. Let's speak of aesthetics first. The cruciform symmetry is gorgeous, and the watch displays an immense amount of information with an economy of registers and calibrations. You have the 7-day power reserve indicator and a radial date at 3 o'clock. You have the month at 6. Between 7 and 8, you have the year, the decade, the century, and the millennium. At 9 o'clock, you have the indication for constant seconds as well as the day of the week, and a moon phase disc at 12 o'clock that requires only one adjustment every 577 years. The color of the dial is informed by the logic, the calculus, if you will, of the caliber 52610. Manufactured entirely in-house by IWC Schaffhausen, it's part of the world's largest family of automatic calibers. To this day, designing a movement sized and shaped to fit a case is the ultimate mark of a manufacturer, and that's the minimum that IWC provides here. It goes far beyond. The balance architecture is remarkable, operating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's been stepped up 3 times since the original year 2000 caliber 5000 series. First 18,000, then 21,600, and now its highest beat rate ever for immense accuracy, bolstered by a free-sprung architecture that provides additional insurance and precise timing against shock and vibration that may be experienced on the wrist. Moreover, it features an overcoil hairspring for resistance to gravitational or positionally induced timing deviation. You can see IWC's traditional bidirectional peloton-based winding system, now rendered entirely in ceramic, pawls and pawl wheel, operating unlubricated for the greatest efficiency ever in the more than 60-year history of Albert Pelleton's masterpiece. Albert Pelleton, a legendary watchmaker of the mid-century, designed this efficient and shock-resistant system for IWC in his heyday. IWC here upgrades it using modern kiln-fired ceramics. You can also see that the 7-day power reserve is no longer provided by a single large mainspring barrel, but 2 large mainspring barrels for more even release of torque over the entirety of the 7-day or 168-hour power reserve. And while the watch does feature the ability to trace spans as large as a millennium, it also features hacking seconds. When you pull the crown, you can stop the seconds hand and set the watch to an interval as small as a single second. Furthermore, with the Kurt Claus module system, we spoke of its beautiful symmetry and its economy of registers, but it's also easy to use. Pull the crown and start turning it. There are no pusher adjusters or through fittings to mar the case flanks as on a traditional perpetual calendar from other brands. Everything is adjusted through the crown by turning in one direction, and everything is coordinated so day, date, month, and moon phase all fall into line. You cannot accidentally create an imaginary date, moon phase, or combination thereupon. Moreover, everything done by turning the crown in one direction, it's as simple as adjusting the date on a 3-hand watch with a date. You can see this rich and user-friendly IWC Portugieser Perpetual Calendar and the entire collection of IWC fine timepieces on our website, govbergwatches.com.